while it's still daytime. I know, we actually have got daylight this time. Amazing. And welcome back to the One Take Livecast. I am your host, Jax, and joining me tonight is a lovely lady named Samm Buca. And yes, that is her real name, and it is awesome. Sam is a owner and proprietor of the wedding dress shop called the Pink Butterfly Brides, and we're going to be talking to her about how it happened, the process, everything. And just wait for her to request in. Give her a wave as well. There you go. This is another way to do it. Hiya.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah. First of all, how are you doing? And you look absolutely lovely.
I just finished. Well, I'm still in work. Look, I'm still here. The fun ends when you're self-employed.
Oh, it's a great shop, though.
Yes, thank you.
Watched a few episodes.
Did you? Oh, I'm glad you watched. Did you enjoy, though? That's the main thing.
I really did. I thought they were really truthful and sincere. Like, there's like no scripts, no director saying, "Oh, can we make it a bit more?" You know, what I saw was what you see is what you get, and that's what I really liked about watching it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was no scripts. It was like Big Brother style, so there was lots of cameras everywhere. Like they film first dates, you know, you can see those cameras in the background.
Yeah.
Like that. So they filmed everything from start of the day to the finish and then picked out what they wanted to put into the show. And I had no idea what they were going to use until I saw the show myself. So I thought it was good. And the girls and, you know, the guys who were in it were amazing. The people who took part. So, yeah.
I loved your sister.
Pardon?
I loved your sister in it.
Well, she's quite a character. You don't get to see an awful lot of her in the show, but she's good fun and she's really good at what she does as well, even though makes it look like she just falls asleep all the time on the show, but she doesn't do that, honestly.
No, she was lovely.
Thank you.
Okay. Obviously, my first question is going to be, how did you come into this marvelous career of yours, and where did it all begin?
Good question, actually. I've been trying to think back how it all started. Oh, Lily Lewis wants a shout out. Hello, how are you? Gorgeous girly. So how did it all start? Basically, all my friends were getting married and they all wanted a dress, and I went shopping with them, and the whole experience wasn't great. I just found a lot of the bridal shops that we went to were a little bit, lots of things really. The mirrors weren't big enough to see yourself in a dress. The people serving you didn't really know what they were doing. There was a bit of a snootiness to people that weren't a certain size. Maybe they weren't size 10 and they were plus size, or they were a bit, or maybe we were a bit quirky, and that's an alternative is often seen as a bit of a threat, so they didn't want to accommodate us. So I think there was loads of reasons why I wanted to change the industry initially, and I just wasn't impressed with what I saw on around me. So I kind of wanted to open a shop that kind of turned the industry on its head a little bit. I wanted to design dresses that were reasonably priced that you might not see in a normal bridal shop. I just wanted to do a more realistic and more casual approach to bridal, really, I guess, rather than the sort of pomp and ceremony of it all, which is what not everyone enjoys, you know.
And breaking barriers in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, breaking lots of barriers. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've achieved it. There's still a lot of those stigmas around bridal shops. So it is a shame, but I definitely think I'm a threat to them, maybe.
Well, if there's any brides on here looking forward to get a dress, check out Pink Butterfly Bride.
Thank you.
Cool. So obviously there's all these dresses and all these ones on you. So the process that goes into it, you know, like making one from scratch or like making one you've seen and sort of making modifications to it, where does that all come from?
So I'm a designer. So there's a designer and a seamstress are two different things. So I alter the dresses. I design them all, but I don't make them. I've got my own manufacturer that do all the hard work. Although I can, I take on far too much to the selling and the making and everything else like that. So I have a manufacturer that sort of make all my designs, all the patterns come from me, and they make them now. So but I do all the sort of final fittings and the final alterations and all the little bits and bobs right at the end, maybe, if you like, but the whole design process is ours. So there is a process to it, but I don't sit down and do all the hard work anymore. I've been open for 15 years. Actually, yesterday was our birthday, so I've skipped that bit. Thank you. Skipped that bit now and gone to the nice bit.
No, but 15 years, that is a lot of hard work as well, because, you know, you're not only giving people their dreams, if you're thinking about it, you're giving them something like when they look in that big mirror the first time and they're like, you know, oh my God, or teary-eyed and everything. I mean, that deserves a massive pat on the back. You're giving someone their fantasy, their fairy tale, their, you know, their special day. And, you know, how does that make you feel, as said as well?
I've got the best job ever, and it's just the best thing. I mean, not all women are glamorous. Not all women wear makeup and beautiful dresses all the time. So even the girlies who are quite tomboyish, they you know, they go all out for this one special day, and I'm a part of that process, which makes me really happy. Obviously, I love it. I love seeing the girls smile and be happy. That's all part of the ethic why I do all this. Really, it's not just for self-gain and self-worth. It's to see others happy and promote self-love and self-happiness and learning to deal with the body you've got and how to see it differently and so on and so forth. So when people come in and see me, that's all part of the process of picking a dress. Really, it's not just seeing a shop assistant and going in and having a little bit of advice on what to get. It's more of a process of what suits that person and how that makes them feel and all the rest of it. So yeah, of course I love all that. That's just the cherry on the cake.
So you're a fairy godmother?
Yes. Fairy squad mother, I like to call myself.
Squad. And where did the name, like, sort of Pink Butterfly Brides come from?
Right, two reasons really. No two butterflies are ever the same. So when I'm designing, I like to think that all my dresses are unique to that person. And also there's no such thing as an actual pink butterfly. They don't exist. So the very fact that the uniqueness of maybe having something that isn't out there already is appealing to me. I like being quirky and edgy and a little bit alternative and different, and I just wanted to bring that to the name, really. And also I wanted it to be something that people went, Pink Butterfly Brides, oh, that's a bit long-winded and not heard of that. What a name for a bridal shop. So it's memorable. People remember it quite easily.
That's really cool. I like it. And how did the BBC approach you in order to do the series?
Much like yourself, really. I started vlogging on YouTube and I had literally only a few posts up. So apparently there's lots of runners working for TV shows. And if they're looking for something specific, they'll type in, you know, bridal shop, whatever. Because they were looking for sort of someone to front a bridal show. And I'd uploaded about 7 videos, I think. And when you've uploaded very little, you're still quite new to the industry. And they wanted somebody who hadn't been seen or found before. So I'd uploaded a few videos and I came into work one day and I had a message on my answer phone and it basically said, hi, we're a TV company, blah, blah, blah. We really like what you do. You're good in front of the camera. Would you be interested in maybe working with us on a project? And I'm a bit of a yes girl, you know, I say yes to everything, much to my husband's delight. And I said, yeah, go on, we'll give it a go. And we made a pilot. I think that must have been in 2017. And then the BBC bought the show, not from me. I didn't get paid for it. Don't be fooled. And they very quickly made a series, and then before that had even gone out, they made another 2, the second series. So that's how it all came about, really. Just like yourself, just putting yourself out there, and eventually, if you're any good, somebody finds you, I guess. Or if you talk shit a lot, then they'll find you doing that.
Was it manageable to run a shop while also kind of having a camera crew around? Like, you know, there were certain things you're working on and it's like, you know, oh, not right now or anything.
Well, it was because there was such a big rig, as they call it, as I've found, with all the industry buzzing around me. They fit the rig, I think it was about 3 weeks, because they have to hire it from a company that supplies all the cameras and stuff. So they literally filmed from morning till night, from time of start to close, for 3 weeks. So yes, it was, no, it wasn't really. We just literally, I think the first day or two we were a bit like, oh, this camera, we've got a little camera microphone on us, so it doesn't lose any sound from what we're talking about. But it wasn't intrusive. There was no like boom in your face or anything like that. So really, we just did everything that we normally do. Obviously, some of the brides, all of the brides, in fact, had to sign a disclaimer to say they were happy to come on TV. And most of the brides were kind of prepped beforehand to say, look, there's going to be a TV show, would you like to be involved? And they chatted to them and got information about them before they come in, and then they kind of cherry picked the girls that they thought, oh, maybe we could use this in the show. So really, it wasn't intrusive. I think the most intrusive thing was that the fact we had really, really bright lights set up all around the shop, and I felt like my wrinkles were on show all day.
No.
Yeah,
Wrinkles my backside.
now there's wrinkles, let me tell you.
Stop it. Well, you mentioned your husband, and obviously with the work you do with all these dresses and stuff, what was the one you wanted to do for yourself, if that's fine to ask?
We got married last year in a festival, in a blow-up church, a festival, and we did it in fancy dress because can you imagine the pressure on me? Like, what kind of dress will I wear? Will it be like? And I just didn't want that pressure. And much as I love the wedding dresses, I also am a bit, out there, and I love Labyrinth. So we dressed up as Labyrinth, and we and we did Jareth and Sarah, and we did it our own way. And my dress was just a big fancy dress ball of organza, so it was great. It worked for me and I loved it. Best wedding ever.
I like what you said there. My wife's wedding dress was a fancy dress as well.
Exactly. Yeah, well, do you know what, if you're going to be different, you may as well just go for it and do it.
Thank you, Asda Halloween section.
Oh right, brilliant. Okay, yeah, well, why not
Yeah.
Different.
So obviously there's a multivarious of colours and everything, and you've had many brides. Obviously white is mostly the predominantly colour, I think. But what has been the most surprising or the most unique colours you've done for a bride on their wedding day?
I think I've done everything you can think of. I mean, we've got a new fabric in, which is rainbow sparkly, which is really, it's just literally a rainbow. It's beautiful. So that's the new fabric that's come in. We've got new fabrics with stars on, which are really popular at the moment. I like to think there are, we're kind of the only person doing it, really, doing stars at the moment. And they're absolutely beautiful. I don't think there's a colour that we haven't done. We do a lot of black, because obviously we get a lot of Gothic brides. Lots of black and red, lots of black and white and all that kind of thing. Lots of yellow. Yeah, I think everything. Do you know what? There's nothing I haven't tackled, really. Done green.
Zebra?
Yeah. Well, black and white. Yeah, we've done black and white. Quite a lot of black and white ones.
I'm just trying to think of a really zany colour now.
Out of the box. I've done yellow with pink spots before as well. So, yeah, I've done orange with yellow band around it. That was good.
Brown?
An orange band, yellow with brown. I've done lots of browns. Yeah, lots of brown. Yeah, there's not, because I can do any dress in any color. I get people traveling to me from all over because they're looking for somebody who can design them, a royal blue dress or a emerald green dress or whatever. So there's not much I haven't done. And like I said, I've been here 15 years, so there is a lot of dresses up my sleeve, so to speak. I'd have very big arms otherwise, if that was true.
It's not just brides, obviously. Obviously, you got the bridesmaids and flower girl and everything. So obviously, they've probably had to look a little different. But has there ever been like a connecting theme to like each dress? Even though the bride has her dress and the bridesmaids and the flower girls have her dress, and they're sort of similarities. But is there always going to be differences, or can they look exactly the same with no quarrel at all?
Most bridesmaids, there's there's sort of normally one tall, one short, one big, one small. So my job is to make them all feel comfortable, really, isn't it? I mean, as long as they all are happy and the bride is happy, essentially, that's the main one. Then they're all as long as they're comfortable, they're normally happy. I mean, we design, or rather, we when we design our dresses and we have them made with our manufacturer, we can actually have mini versions made for a very little girl. So if you've got one special little flower girl, we can make a mini version of your dress kind of thing to match. And they're always gorgeous. I love those. They're so cute. But yeah, I mean, across the board, normally is that there's a recurring color or recurring theme throughout the look of the bridal party.
What's the most dresses you've designed for brides in a day?
Oh, these questions are interesting. How many dresses can I design in a day? I can go. Is that what you're asking?
Oh no, well, let's say you had a big customer day, or it did happen, and you had all these brides coming in.
Yeah.
How many have you designed in like a day?
Well, there's only typically a bridal consultation takes about an hour and a half, so there's only so many hours in the day. So if I started at 9:30 and finished at 5:30, you do the maths. So if I've got a day full of that many brides, then generally, yeah, we're happy to do those consultations. But in terms of designing them, I can come out with none because I'm not feeling any like artistic feels that day, or I can do 20 and then 2 will make it into the collection. So it just depends. You know what it's like as a creative or an artist, you can get blocked for like a month. But normally I'm inspired. I love the red carpet dresses. I love looking at celebrity dresses. I'll take inspiration from sort of nature, from to make a collection like the beach or the sea, and I'll design around that kind of thing. It all depends on me, and I'm quite eclectic in style, I guess. My sort of forte, I love sort of current fashion, so that's my forte. Sort of at the moment it's very bohemian princess, which I'm really into, and I really love that. But whatever is moving with the times, I keep quite a keen eye on it, and I'm very good at keeping up to speed with what's in fashion at the time.
That's really cool. And you said the shop's been open for 15 years. So can you think back to the very first customer you had and the experience that was?
Yeah, I remember the first customer. And ironically, she works in Wilkinson's around the corner. Her name is also Sam, so I can't forget her, and I see her all the time.
With 2 M's?
Not with 2 M's. I'm the only one I know with the two M's. She had a red and white dress, and it was a long time ago. So, gosh, that would have been 2007. Yeah, 2007. So I remember her, and I remember my very first day in the shop when I opened the shop the very first day, and I remember, because it was all fresh paint and all new dresses, and just looking around and thinking, oh my goodness, this is me. This is amazing. And I kind of just opened just before the recession was all starting kicking in and announced and everything. And I just remember thinking, oh, trust me to open a shop just before recession. And standing, because I've got a little stage for the brides to stand on, standing on the stage and just thinking, oh my goodness, I really just wish I could fast forward to a year's time to the exact date, 5th of April, and just see if I'm still here, see if I'm still going. Am I going to sell a dress? Am I going to sell 2? Am I going to succeed at this? Am I going to be good? With any business venture, you're always a little bit scared, but excited as well. But and I can remember it like it was yesterday. It's so scary. I'm getting old, and yeah, I was so young. I was still in my 20s. How crazy. Mm-hmm.
And obviously when lockdown hit, that was kind of a big hit on probably a lot of brides, and a lot of rescheduling and a lot of changes and everything. How did you manage that?
I think that a lot of bridal shops, because I'm not a stockist, so a lot of stockists did struggle, and they did go under and they closed, because they had to they've got to keep up with their sort of demand to order. They've got to order so many dresses. They've got to have the new stock of dresses. So I think they struggled. But because I'm my own boss and I can kind of just sort of shut down and start back up when I want to, I've got no one to answer to as such, I probably found it a bit easier. And also I diversified during lockdown. You know, I can make things as well. So I started making like kimonos and jewelry and things like that, so that I could t-shirts and stuff, so I could just tick over with a bit of a wage, you know, and keep myself going. And you know, I spent all my savings. there's no two ways about it. You know, I had a savings account and it's all gone now because I had to live off it. But you know, we've all been through it. It's not just one person. Every single person had to sort of survive, especially the self-employed, because and the retail industry, because we just couldn't open. So we did have help from the government though, and that, you know, that was amazing. By no means was it anywhere close to what we would be making when we were open. So it was difficult, but you know, fingers crossed, we're out of it now and we're busy, so it's good. It's all good.
So excuse me. So when doing the working and everything, is there a particular favorite tool or machine you just love to use, hearing the sound of it when you're doing your work and you're like, yes?
Oh, bless. Yeah, I've just bought a really cool new overlocker, so that's a bit swish. That's really nice. I do get excited when it's new sewing machine day, which happens quite a lot because obviously I use mine and they break quite a lot. But yeah, a tailoring scissors, there's nothing quite like it. A tailoring scissors is extra long, and it's sort of open at the end so that you can get a good grasp on the fabric, and it kind of does this. And it's just lovely. Yeah, that's a funny question, but yeah, it's true, isn't it? There's always that sound or the smell or something.
Oh, the snip, and then the...
Yeah, it's just, yeah, there's something about it when you've got a big piece of fabric laid out in front of you and you hear that tailoring scissors go through it. It is lovely, and they cost a lot of money, so you know it's quite nice. Yeah, hear the expense.
So what would be the fun about the process and the result for you? Obviously the result is beautiful, but there must be something, like you just mentioned, filling or just brilliant about the process of designing and making one as well.
Do you know what? That's not the fun for me. I'm a real people person. So actually, it's just meeting the brides in general and just getting to know them and finding a design that suits their personality, actually. The shop has got about 300 dresses in it, all samples. So they're all our designs. And we fit the bride out in that, you know, in the dresses and see which one suits her. We don't expect the bride to just come in and design it and know what she wants. That's not how it works in life, is it? So I think in terms of the design process, it's not even that. It's more just meeting the girls and having a laugh and a giggle with them. And it is genuine. It's as cliche as it sounds. It is just working in the shop and meeting the people, really, if I'm honest.
That's really cool. Has there been like customers that come in where, you know, they would like this dress, but you know, you could do more with it, or bring out their real creative side, or bring out, you know, I use this term in a nice way, let their swan come out, you know, like they feel okay, but they want just this swan to come out.
Yeah.
They need help on the way.
I think a lot of the girls who come to my shop kind of trust me to be honest with them, and that's why they come to me, because I am brutally honest. I'm not mean, but I will tell people when something, you know, doesn't work or doesn't suit. So very often the girlies come in with ideas, obviously, and then it's my job to give them a wild card or give them some advice on what works better. And if something doesn't work, I'll sort of guide them into another direction. And it's always a bit of teamwork, you know. You don't want to tell the bride what to wear, because obviously that's not what you want either, but obviously they're trusting you with your design and stylist experience, so it's up to me to guide somebody rather than tell them. I think really that's what they're sort of paying me for, I guess.
Have you ever worked on two brides that were getting married to each other, like both dresses are different or both dresses had to be significant? Excuse me, has that ever happened?
Yeah, we've always been LGBTQ plus friendly, so we've the whole time we've been here, you know, the first part of being open, you know, same-sex marriages couldn't even exist. You know, they weren't legal. You could have a civil ceremony, but then all of a sudden, you know, it's amazing that it was legal to get married. So in that vein, right at the start, I made it clear that I was really happy to dress two brides, you know, and we always did a discount if we did two in the early days, kind of thing, to encourage people to go for it and do it and express their love with each other. So plenty of times, and the process basically is the girlies come in and we've got an upstairs and downstairs, so one stays down with her, you know, family or whatever, and then we take one bride up and sort her out, and then do a little swap and then do the other bride. So they don't know what each other's having, so I'm kind of a little bit of a go-between, a little so that I can kind of make sure that they, you know, if they don't want the same, they don't, or if they want similarities, if they both, you know, things like if they both have a train, or if they both want a veil, you know, or if they both want sort of a strapless. I know these things, but they don't necessarily. So it's quite nice to make sure that there's not too many crossovers, or maybe that they want similars, you know. So it works really well, actually. I really enjoy doing the girls that marry each other. I love it.
I think that's beautiful, because, you know, we must progress with these times, because love is for all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no question.
So when doing the work, do you prefer working to no music or music, and where does that take you?
Well, I've got Alexa and Sonos all around my shop, so there's always music on. I can't actually work without it, and I've got two TVs as well. Yeah, the radio's always on. I do listen to a lot of Planet Rock, but I am inclined to sort of focus my music on maybe whoever's coming in. So if I know that their first out a song is going to be Ed Sheeran, I'll play a bit of Ed Sheeran for them, you know. So
Life skills.
life skills, exactly. But yeah, when there's no one in here, I crank the music up, and I've got a bit of music on in the background. It's an essential. I can't sit in a quiet room, and music is a huge part of, you know, life and what I enjoy, and I focus a little bit better when there's some in the background.
Yeah, well, music's how we met, and that was brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. What a brilliant weekend. Exactly.
Memorable.
Definitely.
Yeah. So do you have a particular artist you like to listen to when working, or is it just all random? Or has there been a day where you just listen to nothing but that artist, and it's like, yep, thank you?
Oh, crikey. I do love a bit of Metallica. I do. I find that it's a bit mad. I like a bit of Pearl Jam and Metallica when I'm Incubus. I love Incubus when I'm just kind of focusing. But you know, I do love a bit of hard house trance as well. So you know, I'm a bit eclectic when it comes to my music taste. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, but I probably Metallica goes on if I'm really sort of getting deep into my my artistic juices.
Have you ever do you like there's a lot of Metallica songs, but when you're working on a certain dress and the heaviest one comes on, or it's like, you know, the stuff from the first hour singing about death and violence and everything, and you're making this lovely pretty dress.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't I it's inspiring, you know, just the chords and the sounds. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it makes you feel enlightened in some way. Yeah. You can listen to whatever the heck you want.
Well, For Whom the Bell Tolls sounds like a good wedding song, especially for the bride walks down. The bells are already there, so that would be good. Imagine
that would be a brilliant one. I imagine there's some brides out there who've done that as well. Yeah. I've always said that I'd like to walk down the aisle to Jurassic Park's theme tune. And it's a beautiful piece of music. It's so
it's brilliant. It's John Williams.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
I mean, the great, yeah.
Yeah. So I think when I renew my vows and get married again, I'm going to do it that way, you know.
I'm hoping to get hand fasted, so
yes. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that'll be lovely.
I mean, I'm already married, but I would love me and my wife to get hand fasted, and you know. I would like her to walk down to whatever music. She can walk down to Metallica. Heck, she can walk down to the Fiend from Lilo and Stitch if she wants, you know. But
Probably will as well.
yeah, I really hope one of your brides walks down to, gets one of your dresses and walks down to whom the bell tolls. That would be just, you know.
Do you think we should rally that?
Yes, yes. Any brides, any Metallica fans want a dress, live in Wales, you know.
Oh, yes, yeah. Carmen Jones just said, I'm eccentric, amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Thank you.
Oh, that's really nice.
Thank you.
I love your dreads. Yours are, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's from my friend Hazel. She, you know, she used to have dreads and then she...
Yes, I think everyone gets to that point where they chop them off at some point and then miss them. So I'm not at that point yet. So I'm just going to leave them go for a bit longer. I've had them.
Nah, die with them.
Yeah, and I don't know if they go grey. I'm not sure. I think I just shave it all off. You know, I'm ready. One day I'll just wake up and shave it all off. I'm not, you know.
Well, if they go grey, you'll just look like a Viking shield maiden.
That's true. Obviously, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
So, who would you say influenced you in this area? What sort of, like, you know, were, obviously you mentioned red carpets and everything, but obviously what were the biggest influences you, like, going into this career and everything?
Originally, I wanted to be a shoe designer, and I went to Hereford College of Art and Design, and that would have been, oh gosh, right, okay, 94 was my school leaving year, and I did a year designing shoes, and then I met with my tutor, head tutor of the year, and I said, this is what I want to do, and he said, how many shoe designers can you name? Do you think that's a good idea? I don't think you're going to do very well, and I couldn't name any, because I didn't know any, and I quickly lost interest and kind of just went, oh gosh, that's squashed all my hopes and dreams. And now I can name loads, you know, because you know, times have changed, and I should have just followed my dream. But at the time you just think, oh gosh, you know. Right, okay, so I love Vivienne Westwood. I think she's amazing. She stands for everything, you know, human rights. She's a lead activist for the Green Party, and recycling. All of fabrics made out of recycled goods, and so she's just really got really keen eye, really an interesting eye, really jaunty fabrics, angles. I just love her work, and I love her stuff. It's really expensive, unfortunately, but I mean, I guess that's the way the designer industry works. I think she's my fave.
I love her symbol, you know, the
orb. Yeah.
I call it the holy hand grenade.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess so. I guess you're right there. Yeah, you could be right.
I do pass the shop in Cardiff, you know, thing. But as you said, yeah, she is. But did you ever like look through old like fashion catalogs and slay catalogs and something like that and going, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to use that for a bit of influence or a bit of yet? Have you ever snipped out of the catalogue?
Yeah, I mean, vintage fashion is definitely something that throws up all the time. You know, if you look back through the decades, I've got loads of books on historical fashion, and the corsetry goes way, you know, most dresses are corseted, you know, they're boned inside. So actually that fashion goes back way, you know, way yonder, something we don't wear in everyday fashion now. So really the industry has changed a lot, but actually it's quite still stayed quite the same. And Queen, you know, all the queens wore corseted gowns, and we're still doing it. So really, yeah, vintage fashion has always been interesting to me, and I love history anyway. But fashion through the history in history is just so appealing. I love it.
You know, like you said, the queens and everything, and yes, we are most amused with this.
Okay.
No, it's just amazing, and watching the program, and you know, obviously I know you as a person, but to know you as, you know, this personality in a way as well, it's just been amazing. You know, hilarious, but it's just seeing those people, even if they're just in there to try on the dress, or you know, it's good when they go all the way, of course. But there's just something seeing that
gleam. It's just it's very sincere, that program. Do you go back and watch episodes and you look thing, or you like, nope, I've done it, I don't
I
need to
haven't
watch
got
it?
time. I haven't got time to watch them. I've watched them about 4 times, probably, something like that. I just don't know. I don't know. I'd like to. I just don't have time. I mean, who goes back and watches videos of themselves? You know, they've taken on TikTok and stuff. You just don't, do you? I mean, I think it's wonderful. It's something I'll be happy to sort of show my children in the future, and hopefully we'll do some more and various other bits. But I'm not that vain that I go and watch myself on telly every night. No.
Mm.
I think my fans watch them more than me. So I'm on loop on some houses. Honestly, they can quote me word for word. It's hilarious. Some of the girls come in and they genuinely say, you know, I had one lady who said, because I'm quite a confident person, and I just, like I said, I'm a yes person. I just get on with it. And she said they've got a saying in their household, when they're a bit feeling a bit negative or a bit, you know, unsure, they say, "Oh, what would Sam do?" And they go, "Sam would say, bloody yes, do it, let's go for it." And then that's what they say in their house, which I think is amazing. I think that's incredible that I'm part of their everyday use of vocabulary. It's crazy. I love it.
Amazing, amazing. So obviously weddings, brides, bridesmaids, but have you ever been asked or commissioned to do like dresses for like operas or special balls or galas or like expeditions or anything?
I do a lot of cruise wear and evening gowns. I've done a couple of red carpet dresses for various people. I can't really say who, but
Fair enough.
wives of famous people and things like that. So yeah, I do. I mean, evening gowns are not a million miles away from wedding gowns, so it's not using my expertise that much. I just change the color. So, but yeah, I do all that kind of thing as well. So really, anything that is a little bit special, then people can come to me. So I do prom dresses as well and things, dresses like that, christening gowns, and anything where somebody wants something, maybe they couldn't get it on the high street and they want something a bit special. That's where I come into it.
And have you ever done wedding dresses like they've had their day, they've worn it and everything? Have they ever asked you to altercate it, if that is the word, into like something of everyday wear or something?
Do you know what? When they buy their gown, they say, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get this made shorter, and I'm gonna wear it again, or I'm gonna do this X, Y, Z with it." Once they've worn it and they've got that memory of it, of themselves in it, it's really hard to part with that sentimental dress that they've had made. And also, they paid quite a lot of money for it generally, so to cut it up and make it into something else, it's quite a big step. So before the wedding, yes, loads of people have these wonderful ideas. After the wedding, they go, "Oh, I don't think I could do that." So what she say? Interior design.
Naughty words.
So thank you, Carmen. So yeah, basically, that's thrown me a bit now. Yes. Whatever the question was, yes.
Hmm. And obviously, you know, hard work also comes with challenges. How have the most challenging days to designing have been, like deadlines or, you know, just trying to get this stitch in and everything? How are those days pretty much handled or still achieved well?
Do you know what? I'm not really a stressy, worrying type of person, which is worries other people sometimes. I just literally cross bridges when they come to it. It's no good. I'm not a stress. I just don't think about it. So actually, nothing springs to mind because it sounds really, really cliche, but I'm just very chilled about stuff, and I just deal with things as they come. And I don't really get those moments where it's like deadlines and all that. I don't do them. I work for myself. Why do I do all that? You know, I'm pretty organized. Stuff gets done, and if it doesn't get done, I'll do it tomorrow. So really, I mean, I suppose what you're asking is with the wedding, there's always a deadline, and I've got to sort of make sure everything's perfect on the most amazing day of people's lives, which I'm not phased about anymore. And I don't just deal with one bride; I deal with hundreds all in one go. So it's kind of just what I've always done. It's my job. I'm not you know, I don't know. I don't think about it. I don't think about these negative things.
That's fair. That's fair. Obviously, been open for 15 years. So, what is the bridal number you have done?
I don't know. I have no idea. How many dresses have I done? I couldn't tell you. People
How long's
ask
a
me
piece of
this.
string?
I don't. People ask me this all the time, and I don't even know if I could go back and find out because I don't keep all my, you know, you're not really meant to keep all your files and stuff with people's information on. So after so many years, it's gone. I do wish that I'd kept something. Thousands. I don't know. Thousands, probably. I don't
Maybe
know.
a million.
Million, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I suppose I could work it out somehow, but I don't know. Every year's different. There weren't many people getting married in 2013 because of the year, so we had a bit of a quiet one that year. But the year after was crazy because obviously people had just missed a year. So
What's the? Oh, someone's asked a question. What's the worst dress style in your opinion? Oh, do we ask that?
what's the
Oh,
worst dress style?
we
Oh,
shouldn't
do you know
ask.
what? I don't think there is one. Everyone says
No.
to me the 80s was a faux pas with the big shoulders and the satin dresses with the big cutouts. I love those because
It was iconic.
they're so iconic, you know. And
Skinny
people look back,
jeans, sneakers. You know what about leggings? Hello, leggings.
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 What's the worst? I think she's asking about wedding dresses, but I don't think there is one.
Sorry, I got carried away.
Yeah, you got carried away. But yeah, I like all the stuff that most people don't like. But I think people look back and go, the 80s was pretty bad in terms of wedding style. But I love it. I think it's fantastic, you know. Love the 80s, exactly. But the dresses were, they were crazy, but completely iconic. Where's dress style in this day and age? I don't think, it's hard for me to say because everyone's different. You know, I probably wouldn't wear a really simple gown, just with nothing on it, no sparkle, no beadwork, no lace, nothing on it, really simple, because it just wouldn't be for me. But then I've got brides who will wear the most basic satin dress and look incredible, and anything else would look crazy, like wouldn't work on them. So what works for one doesn't work for another. So there we go. I don't think there is the worst one.
And we'll talk about any about your recent work. So, what's the most recent dress you've done, and how did that process go?
Can't say the most recent because not all of them have got married yet. So I got some beautiful dresses coming up. I've got one bride getting married in New York, and her dress, I'm not going to say anything, her dress is stunning, so I'm hoping she'll send me pictures after that. So the venue's amazing. I do a lot of Vegas weddings, and I just done one in Vegas that was short and blue and really pretty. Elvis did the ceremony, I believe. Yes. More recently, actually, I'm doing more color dresses. So color is really big at the moment. Black dresses have always been a thing, but we're doing more blue dresses, more yellow, more pink, and they are beautiful. You know, they're beautiful. I love the colors. They're real. They're a bit of me, I think. The colorful dresses.
Okay. I was just reading them and I was like, medieval, it's nice.
Yeah, medieval. I've done lots of medieval, but yeah, I mean, I liked it too. Yeah, I think it's just such a wedding dress should just be an extension of your personality, and I think looking at other people's wedding dresses, just look at it on them, not on what you would wear or judging by what you would do. I think you've just got to look at someone and think, oh, that was right for them. That's what they.
Yeah.
It's not right for them, and I think that you've got to appreciate that not everyone's the same, and a wedding dress is very much or should be, if you go to the right shop, an extension of a personality, a person's personality.
I mean, my wife's one exactly matched her personality. I just said, you know what, I didn't care if you just wanted to wear one of your favorite dresses for that day. Just wear what you fancy, or if you want to get a wedding dress, go ahead. And she had this, like, obviously it's a Asda Halloween thing, but it was like a witch's outfit. It was very green, very black. Had really nice. It had really nice flow and everything. And I was like, "You happy in this?" And she went, "Yep." And I said, "That's all that matters."
Exactly. And it was very her. And one person wouldn't wear it, someone wouldn't wear it, but if it's right for her, then that's perfect.
So just reading the comments, how do you deal with right? Oh, I'm not going to go there. I'm not gonna go there.
I don't get that many. I think because I'm quite bossy, I don't get the girls who want to boss me back, really. I'm quite straight edged, and I tell people like it is, So if I bridezilla, they're normally more scared of me, really. So I think, do you know what, as well, I think everyone's entitled to be a bridezilla if you want to. It's your flipping day, you can be as bridezilla as you want. So you can express all that, whatever you want, and it's fine because you're the bride, and it's a big thing to organize as a wedding. So I'm not surprised it gets a bit heated sometimes, and I do see that, but it's not normally aimed at me, and it's normally that they're just trying to organize a table plan or get
dietary requirements, who's going to eat the shellfish.
Exactly, all that kind of thing. That's probably what, and family are winding them up more than press and me, so I don't deal with it really, to be honest.
So you said you've done a few Vegases, and you mentioned New York, so obviously a lot of brides have probably gotten married abroad. What was the most unique country the bride told you where she wanted to get married?
I don't know. I get a lot from Cyprus. I got a lot go to Thailand. Greece, one these days, Croatia. Mississippi, one of my brides got married in Mississippi. That was quite cool. I don't know. I've done quite a few African weddings, wedding dress, because a lot of African ladies have three sort of weddings. So they have one in their traditional costume, one in their traditional clothing, and then one in a white dress. So I've done quite a lot of dresses where they get taken to Africa, but we get I pack them all up into a flight box for them as well, so I make it as easy as possible for anybody who's got a destination wedding.
And like you said, many people they get married in churches or registries or in beaches. Has anyone ever asked you to design a dress that incorporates with a venue? So like if they were getting married at a church, and they wanted like crosses incorporate, has that ever happened? Or if, like you mentioned, the African one as well, or if they're getting married on a beach and they sort of want like a ocean theme or mermaid theme, have they ever come up or happened?
And there's always themed weddings. I get a lot of Disney themed, and night before Christmas theme.
Nice.
Loads of themes. In terms of religion, no, I don't think so. I'm not so much religion. Obviously, we do a lot of veils and long trains, and maybe if it's in a church, some people want to cover their shoulders and things like that. But as you know, these days with weddings, anything goes. So you can do, you can get married in black and whatever, and wear a miniskirt these days. You can do whatever you want. So I don't think people adhere to what you should or shouldn't do anymore. Years ago, when you got married in a church and had a party at your local hall afterwards, a disco, and now it's like a festival, so you can literally just get married and anything, do anything you want. anything goes, doesn't it? So themes are fun though. I do like a theme. I always ask if there's going to be a theme at the wedding. It's just because I like to see if there's anything I could incorporate into it.
I liked your theme.
The labyrinth theme.
Yes. Never seen it. Never seen one done before.
No.
Never seen a labyrinth.
I dressed baby up in with the red and white romper suit as well, like Toby from the film, because she was 7 months at the time, so she was old enough to be that baby in the film. But yeah, I mean, I do love a theme. I think it's great. Again, it's the whole extension of personality thing, isn't it? That extends into your wedding and making it your own. There's so many people getting married now, and they all just look, feel the same. And so I think it's lovely when you can come away from that wedding and go, oh my goodness, that was perfect for that couple that had their name all over it, you know, and you can see how much they love each other and they brought their personality and themselves into that wedding. I love it. I love a theme.
I was just reading that comment, but I actually have a question as well. Obviously, a lot of brides, and so after they've seen your work, has their friend who are getting married next, like say, oh, my friend told me about you, or I saw you what you did friends work, I want you to do that for me. Is that great that you get sort of that not circle, sorry, ball rolling and everything?
I don't really advertise. I did when I first started out, just because obviously I had to get my name out there, but it's word of mouth, really. I mean, if you've done a good job, then you will tell someone else. And I've done I've done like sort of 3 or 4 sisters from the same family, and it, you know, it's a recurring thing, which is great. But yeah, word of mouth is the best form of advertising. And obviously I did the TV show, which helped, but that was only recently, you know, that came out in 2019 or 2018, end of 2018. So up until that point, I'd been open 11 years. So it's not like, you know, I wasn't already established beforehand. So yeah, it's great. It's great when people tell each other about me. It's fantastic when someone comes in and says, oh, Sarah up the road told me about you and she's recommended you. And obviously anybody who can leave a review on Google is always good, because that's, you know, to find you and things now.
No, but it's great to get such report and such a following, and you know, to see how much Pink Butterfly Brides has evolution. So please pat yourself on the back for that, because well done.
I've got bad shoulders as well, holding this flipping.
Oh, sorry.
Myself a rub on the shoulders. It's all right. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, I got to say, it was an absolute pleasure having you and talking about this, because it's nice to get more insight and know about this stuff as well, but also just to have a great chat with you as well. And I hopefully see you soon. I really hope I see you soon. I wish you the absolute best with the business, and I'll have you back on in the future as well. But thank you so much for being on this episode.
No worries. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Sorry if I didn't answer all your questions. Drop me a message. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
And that was tonight's episode. Good night, everybody. Stay safe.